The Department of Career and Technical Education at DGS offers 3 cooking classes: Introduction to Culinary, Baking and Pastries, and Advanced Culinary. Each of these offers different skills and techniques. Since the school year of 2016 to now, there has been an increase in the number of students in Intro to Culinary, a total of 34 students. The goal of these non-traditional classes is to prepare high schoolers for adulthood.
Each class, there is some book work and some packet work, but there's a huge hands-on part. That's the lab portion of the class. A lot of lab planning, measuring, safety sanitation, and then hopefully you have something to enjoy at the end.
Not only are the students responsible for keeping up with worksheets and textbook work, they also have to clean their kitchen and wash their dirty towels. All the classes offer different labs depending on the unit. Here's a look into the culinary classes. This class is open to freshmen through seniors, and it serves as a foundation course for the other cooking classes. This class is only half of a semester and gives students half a credit. It has multiple units that focus on specific types of cooking as well as safety.
So Introduction to Culinary, it is a foundation course. It lays the basics like measuring, safety and sanitation, how to read a recipe. And then we kind of split the class into 2 parts. One focuses on sweets and the other focuses on savory. Those are kind of 2 classifications of food, and they're pretty self-explanatory. And then if you are to major in culinary arts or continue to study it, you would probably focus on one of those 2 areas.
Depending on the unit, there will be a designated lab. Like in this case, the students were learning how to use different cutting techniques. For example, fanning a strawberry, using the julienne cut for the apple, and slicing an orange.
I took Intro to Culinary because I thought it'd be a really fun and cool class, and I knew you got to eat the food you make. So.
One thing I really like is cooking and learning new skills.
During the baking unit in this class, they made thumbprint cookies. With their lab groups, they had to gather and measure all their ingredients, which included flour, sugar, and more. After getting the necessities, they made the cookies. Each student has a role in the kitchen. Sometimes they could either be the head chef or washing dishes. After each lab, the roles change so that everyone gets practice doing different skills. Not only does this improve cooking skills, but it also improves their ability to problem solve and work as a team.
In Intro to Culinary, you usually learn like the basics, like the different cuts, the different like ways, like if we're baking and pastries right now, so you're learning how to like knead the dough right and stuff like that. Like all these different steps like can help you really at home and like even like when you're older and like at your own apartment or something.
I'm really not all that interested in the foods idea. I'm more interested in baking. So in the baking and pastries class, you make things like scones, cakes, cookies, all that sorts of things. So I really like that, and with that you don't really, in foods you really like learn how to make it, but in baking and pastry it's more of like you kind of get the information and the ingredients and the list, and then the next day you just know how to cook it. So I would say it's a little bit more advanced than the foods was. So that is something that I really enjoyed about the class, and plus the teacher who I had Miss Farron. She was really hands-on, and even if you needed to ask questions about it, she would help you.
This class is also a semester long and worth half a credit. Baking and pastries is different because it focuses on one specific type of cooking. There are different units. They are cookies, yeast breads, cakes, pies, and food trucks. Some of the labs can last more than one day because the dough needs to rest overnight. Another thing this class does is watch videos to help show the students real-life examples of how baking is in their everyday lives.
One thing that I really enjoyed from the class that I would say would be at the end of the year we got to do like a food truck wars, just like how they do on the street. They do like a food truck war. So what you do with that is you have an idea. So we did Sesame Street, and with ours was we did a Cookie Monster cupcake. So we got to design it, we got to design an entire food truck and go with that and then be judged by our classmates. And some of the classmates, they made like candy food trucks, lollipops, pizza, and you can use pizza because although pizza may not seem like a baking and pastry idea, it's still a baking, and it has to deal with doughs. So that is something that I would say that I learned, and I feel like it's also good for seniors to take, because I know that some seniors out there don't know how to cook. So I feel like once you get in the class and you get really interested, it'll help you for your college life, because then you'll know how to cook and clean up after yourself. Oh, yeah.
The Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America Club at DGS sends a team of students from baking and pastries to a cupcake war every year. This event is located at York High School, and schools around the area compete to win a trophy and bragging rights. Each team has an hour and a half to decorate the cupcakes and then present them to the judges. Not only are they getting judged on taste, but also the appearance and layout of the baked goods, along with their pitch of what they have made.
We made the cupcakes beforehand, went there, and then we had like a secret ingredient, like theme. It was like Night at the Movies, so they had a bunch of popcorn and candy and stuff for us to incorporate into our decorations or whatever for the cupcake. And then we had an hour and a half to decorate them, and then present them to the judges, and then we did win. So.
Like the other culinary classes, Advanced Culinary is half of a semester and counts for half a credit. They cover a lot of units, which are appetizers, soups and salads, sauces and seasonings, pasta and grains, meats, regional foods, and international foods. This class is different than Intro to Culinary because it focuses on higher level cooking that takes more time and caution, because the chefs have to make sure that the raw foods are thoroughly cooked. Another differing factor is that they cover regional and international foods. This allows the students to immerse into culture, learn about other customs, and explore new flavors.
The chickens, because you don't want to have fat in your chicken and such. Just trim it off, and then we're gonna just put the flour in it and the garlic, like different bowls. They're over here somewhere. Sorry, different bowls, and just kind of dip it, and we're gonna fry it in the pan in a little while.
I like that the homework load is not too high, and I get to eat most days, which is pretty cool. I recommend it if you like cooking. Otherwise, it's kind of slow sometimes, but if you're willing to wait, make some solid meals, quality class.
One thing that all these culinary classes offer is that a guest speaker comes and talks with the students about different tips and recipes. The chef usually will do a demonstration and make a dish for the entire class to sample. Chef Joseph Binotto has made an appearance in the Introduction to Culinary classes and made them all chicken sandwiches. Another guest speaker that has come in the past is Mike Bondo. Each chef would ask students to come up and help them do different cuts, seasonings, and more. Not only do chefs come in, but so do DGS graduates. Terrence Gangala used to go to Downers Grove South, and he too used to take the food classes that the school offers. He then furthered his education and studied culinary in college, and he came back in hopes to inspire the students.
One of my favorite courses I've taken this year is Intro to Culinary, and I had Miss Moses. She was a really great teacher, and she actually made it available to us to have a chef come in and talk about all of the different elements of culinary, and it was actually a great hands-on experience because he had students cook in front of the class for us, and we got to make sandwiches for everyone, and it was just really a great thing.
Students take the lessons that they learned in this class and apply them in their daily lives outside of DGS. Whether they are helping their parents in the kitchen or tackling making their own meals, this class provides them the necessary tools of adulthood.
I was in Advanced Culinary, and after the grains unit I went home and I made spaghetti with my parents, and it was really good. And I'm very glad that I took this class because it made me realize that I actually like to cook, and before I never knew how, and I'm glad because it gives me more experiences and more, in college I could pursue this more.
I would like to say, because students are interested in learning, I think they're really popular because students like to eat, and that's what happens after we cook. So.